On this edition of the newsfeed, the Virginia Tech Airport is extending its runway.
And Virginia Tech's largest dorm will be receiving a facelift this summer. These stories and more coming up next. Hello, and thanks for joining us on this edition of the newsfeed. I'm Brian Haggerty.
And I'm Megan Evans. For the past 30 years, Blacksburg Transit has been providing public transportation for the Virginia Tech community. Recently, the company has decided to offer their customers new tools to help their services more effectively. For more on the story, we turn to the newsfeed's own Will Clayton.
To some, public transportation may seem like a dated method of travel, but for college towns like Blacksburg, Virginia, a reliable bus system is crucial to keeping the cogs in the community running. Over the last year, Blacksburg Transit, or BT, has been making a conscious effort to improve their service with technology. Perhaps the most notable example of this is the BT for You smartphone app, which was launched for Android and iOS in late April. Last December, I met with Special Projects Manager Tim Witten to discuss the features of the application and how it would benefit both Blacksburg Transit and its customers. The BT for You app provides route maps, service information, even a GPS feature that lets you track your location and find the nearest bus stop. As an added benefit, the app sends Blacksburg Transit metadata about their riders, which they can then use to make improvements to their service. Witten also said that Blacksburg Transit would be holding a launch event for the app on May 13th, held at the Inn at Virginia Tech.
This is less of a normal, you might call a press release party. Think more of how Steve Jobs introduces a new iPhone.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so we're going to have a demonstration of the app. We're actually I'll use the iPad and we'll connect it to Apple TV. It'll be up on the screen. We'll have the developers there, and we'll talk a little bit about what the app does and what makes it different.
According to Witten, the BT for You app is one of the first of its kind and will help to vastly improve the quality of Blacksburg Transit. Witten also shared plans with me to purchase $130,000 worth of fiber optic cables in the near future in an effort to further boost Blacksburg Transit services.
While public transportation may typically take a backseat to having your own vehicle, Blacksburg residents can rest easy knowing that BT is doing everything in their power to make riding the bus hassle-free. For the newsfeed, I'm Will Clayton reporting.
The Virginia Tech Airport has plans to extend its runway, and the project is causing a stir. Reporter Brittany Haas has more on the story.
Thanks, Brian. I had the chance to meet with Michael St. Jean, the executive director of the Virginia Tech Montgomery Regional Airport Authority, who was able to give me insight on the situation from the airport's point of view. With the expansion of the runway, one consequence is the relocation of the Department of Agriculture's dairy farm to Kentland Farms, which has brought up a lot of concern for students. But what many don't realize is that there are benefits to this expansion.
By extending out to 5,500 feet, we will then be able to support the corporate executive traffic that comes into this area that supports portions of the Corporate Research Center, the mission of Virginia Tech, the commercial zones of downtown Christiansburg, so it has multiple benefits to the community.
It looks like Blacksburg can look forward to all of the opportunities this expansion will bring in the future. Back to you at the news desk.
More changes are coming to the Virginia Tech campus this summer. Construction is a very common scene on the Virginia Tech campus, and Pritchard Hall will soon be no exception. Virginia Tech has announced that after the current freshmen move out of the dorm, Pritchard Hall will close down for a total renovation. With the rest of the larger dorms reopened, incoming freshmen should not be affected by this. However, some of the upperclassmen hoping to remain on campus next fall will likely need to find off-campus housing.
You may know the Blacksburg Farmers Market for the fresh produce or lavender lotion that is sold there, but there's a community behind the stands that most people do not know about. The Blacksburg Farmers Market has been around since the 1980s, but moved to Draper Street in the 1990s. The vendors grow their produce and make most of their wares locally. The Blacksburg Farmers Market is still a popular place to go on a sunny day and grab a snack or your whole grocery list. The vendors spend a lot of time talking to their customers, but they also are there to gain resources from other vendors. They trade their wares all the time using a barter system that has been around for decades. The favorite items to trade for are ice cream and pizza. The owners of Pushcart Pizza, Jim Hammond and Amy Hammond, are the favored vendor to trade with and often give away full pizzas in return for produce to add to their pizzas later.
On a normal market day, there's selling to the customers and then there's trading all day long that's going on between the stands. I'll trade 2 pizzas for homemade ice cream. I'll trade 2 pizzas for a box of broccoli. Yeah, all the businesses, because there's people that make cheese. We use the cheese on our pizza. There's people that grow the vegetables. We use the vegetables on our pizza.
I am definitely looking forward to visiting the farmers market as more variety becomes available. Still to come on the newsfeed, Virginia Tech transforms academic buildings for students during exam week.
And are U.S. college students being recruited as spies when they go abroad? These stories and more coming up next.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. I'm Brian Haggerty. The Squire Student Center has been called the living room of Virginia Tech, but come finals week, it will become Virginia Tech's study lounge. Changes will take place all over campus to help students get through finals week, and Squires will be completely revamped for students in need of a place to study. Starting on May 7th, rooms and venues in Squires will be flipped over from meeting rooms, corridors, ballrooms, and lobbies into study lounges. The Commonwealth Ballroom will house hundreds of study spaces and enough power to run all of their laptops. The concourse and second floor lobby will be set up to hold any overflow from the Commonwealth Ballroom. Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown, along with other meeting rooms, will be available for group work as well as study lounges. For more information and a detailed schedule for Squires during finals week, visit www.studentcenters.vt.edu.
Study abroad programs are beginning to encounter a problem you might not expect: foreign espionage recruitment. Reporter Josh Higgins has more on the newsroom.
As many Virginia Tech students begin their travels abroad this summer, the FBI has released a public information program about the risk of students being recruited as spies. An anonymous source who formerly worked with Virginia Tech's Education Abroad office said Asian countries pose the greatest risk to students. Natasha Chadha, a senior who studied abroad in London, said she was unaware of the risk prior to studying abroad.
But if I knew, it would help me kind of understand how the locals there kind of perceive study abroad students that are coming in.
The Education Abroad office does provide resources for students studying abroad to inform them about the safety while traveling. The anonymous source at the office said he actively worked on the issue of foreign espionage recruitment. It definitely is a big issue. Back to you, Megan.
The recent closing of Adventure World in Christiansburg has left many people searching for new jobs in recreation locations. Anna Christopher has more on the story.
On April 17th at 4 p.m., Adventure World Skate and Fun Center in Christiansburg closed its doors for the last time. The business, which had been open for 9 years, closed down about a month after the property owner filed for bankruptcy. The sudden closure has affected more than just the Adventure World patrons. Fitness instructor Angel Chadwell had to quickly relocate her fitness classes to a new location with very little notice due to the closing of the skate center.
They just closed the doors, and I had just about 2 hours notice before my class started, and that they were closing and nobody else was allowed in. And that's been 2.5 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Chadwell's new studio is located across the street from Adventure World, on the corner of Red Oak Drive and North Franklin Street. She is optimistic despite the sudden closure and is looking forward to the direction her business will be able to go.
I do have a lot more freedom. I mean, this is my facility now, so I'm not tied to a small block of time there, so I have the freedom to add more classes and change my schedule. And so yes, I do plan to expand my schedule.
Chadwell was able to officially reopen her workouts on Monday. Despite the brief hiatus, Chadwell's classes continue to have high attendance and energy. She is looking forward to seeing her business grow in the future. This has been Anna Christopher reporting for the Newsfeed.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Brian Haggerty.
And I'm Megan Evans. Thanks for watching, and for more stories, check out our website at thenewsfeednrv.wordpress.com. Yay.